how China's EV industry is charging ahead. They're quite literally revolutionizing the way we think about transportation. It seems people first think about China whenever we talk about EV. From compact city cars to luxurious SUVs, China's EV market offers a diverse array of options to suit every taste and lifestyle. And it's not just about reducing emissions, these EVs pack a punch with cutting-edge technology, innovative designs, and impressive performance metrics. Chinese electric vehicles are making Western automakers nervous, not because of security worries, but because they're so darn affordable. According to Bloomberg, the low prices of Chinese EVs have spooked American automakers like Ford and GM. BYD's Seagull electric car, which goes for less than $10,000, is especially causing a stir. This super low price is setting a new standard for car companies worldwide, and it's making Detroit, the heart of America's auto industry, rethink its strategy to focus more on budget-friendly rides. BYD doesn't offer cars in the US, but affordable Chinese electric vehicles like the BYD Seagull hatchback are hinting at a potential challenge for American car makers in the future. Bloomberg mentioned that the car's standout feature is its low price, $9,698, which is more than $50,000 cheaper than the average American electric car. BYD, headquartered in Shenzhen and supported by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, surpassed Tesla in late 2023 to become the biggest electric vehicle maker globally. Chinese car makers are expanding globally, setting up factories in places like Thailand, Brazil, Hungary, and Uzbekistan. They're also looking to make cars in places like Italy and Argentina. Even in Europe, they're making an impact, with the European Union now looking into whether to impose tariffs on Chinese EVs to protect European car makers. India is also seeing the rise of Chinese EVs, although the government is considering offering incentives to attract companies like Tesla to make cars there. Despite efforts from other countries, Chinese EVs remain popular because China has a well-developed EV industry, covering everything from materials to batteries to parts. Why does it seem like some cars just seem to fall apart out of nowhere? A woman in Malaysia is driving a brand new Chinese car when out of the blue, the rear suspension snaps, sending the wheel flying off. Just think about the danger if she'd been going fast with her 3 friends. It's not just her. There are reports of other Chinese electric cars bursting into flames, one after another like a chain reaction. What's going on with these vehicles? So let's talk about something really serious here. It's not just another Chinese car catching on fire. This is a big deal and we need to pay attention. Instead of showing a bunch of random Chinese cars bursting into flames, we want to focus on one specific high-end Huawei Wind M7. This thing's totally messed up, and it's showing us just how dangerous Chinese electric cars can be, even the fancy expensive ones. Sure, they might seem like a good deal at first glance, and they even look nice since they often copy designs from popular cars, but their quality control's terrible. They cut corners and they use cheap materials and manufacturing methods. China's concern about an EV disaster likely stems from various factors like safety risks, environmental impact, and economic repercussions. Safety concerns could include battery explosions or fires, environmental worries might involve pollution from manufacturing or disposal, and economic fears could relate to supply chain disruptions or market instability. Overall, it's a complex issue with potential consequences across multiple domains. Environmental concerns also loom large. Despite EVs being touted as a greener alternative to traditional vehicles, China faces challenges related to the production and disposal of EV batteries, which can contribute to pollution if not managed properly. Additionally, the reliance on fossil fuels for electricity generation in China diminishes the environmental benefits of EVs, raising questions about the country's commitment to sustainability. Furthermore, China's fear of losing ground to competitors in the global EV market adds pressure as other countries ramp up their EV production and innovation. China must continuously invest in research and development to stay ahead. Failure to do so could result in a loss of market share and technological leadership. Economically, any setbacks in the EV industry could have far-reaching consequences for China, given its significant investments in EV infrastructure and manufacturing. A downturn in the EV market could affect employment, investor confidence, and overall economic stability. Places like Mexico, where they have a lot of Chinese cars, have seen this problem a lot. People who bought Chinese cars there regret it big time. They have to wait forever for parts, and their cars just sit there broken. Plus, some of these cars aren't safe at all, like this MG where the airbag didn't even work in a bad crash, or this brand new SUV that had to be towed by an old beat-up Chevy. By the way, don't let the name fool you. MG's been all Chinese since 2017, but we have a bit to tell you about this one crazy incident involving one of China's fanciest electric cars, the Huawei Aito WM7. It's a luxury SUV packed with high-tech stuff from Huawei, a big Chinese company. So here's what went down. 3 people were cruising on the highway in their WM7 when they crashed into a sprinkler truck. You'd think that all those fancy safety features like brake assist would kick in. Nope, didn't work at all. It's heartbreaking that the driver didn't make it, and neither did the father and their 2-year-old kid in the back. Why? Because when the car crashed into a slow-moving sprinkler truck, the doors wouldn't open and the airbags didn't pop out like they should have. First responders and witnesses tried to rescue the passengers, but it was already too late. The car burst into flames and electric car fires are no joke. The whole thing shook up the Chinese internet, especially since this car made by Huawei is supposed to be a symbol of Chinese pride. People were furious that basic safety stuff like doors that open and airbags that work could lead to such a tragic ending. The Chinese government stepped in and started wiping out any mention of the accident. So the car company finally spoke up, and it's kind of fishy. They say the car was going 71 miles an hour when it crashed, and they're super insistent that the airbags worked fine. But a lot of people, including us, saw that the side curtain airbags didn't pop out. Those things are hard to miss. If you're curious, just take a look at how they work in other cars. You can't miss them. Now, we've seen other fancy Chinese cars fail to deploy their airbags in crashes too, like this new Shui SUV and this top-of-the-line BYD Han. Both got into big crashes, but no airbags deployed. So it's kind of hard not to believe the first reports that said the airbags didn't work in that tragic accident. Why was there so much censorship until the company put out their damage control statement? Well, some folks think it's because the Chinese government doesn't want people losing faith in these hyped-up Chinese products, especially when they're trying to sell them everywhere. They're probably sweating bullets about this news going global. Last year, an autoblog brought up a problem with the Huawei M7 car. The doors didn't open easily in emergencies, but Huawei fans and nationalists got all defensive and accused the blog of trying to bash Huawei, so the blog kind of backed off and stopped talking about it. Addressing these challenges requires a multifaceted approach involving investment in sustainable practices, diversification in supply chains, and continued innovation in EV technology. Failure to address these concerns could jeopardize China's position as a leader in the EV industry and have ramifications for its economy and environment. We understand your concerns, and safety is undoubtedly a top priority when considering any vehicle purchase. While it's true that China's reputation for cutting corners and prioritizing saving face can be worrisome, it's essential to acknowledge that the country's automotive industry has been rapidly evolving over recent years. While there have been instances of safety issues and quality concerns with some Chinese-made vehicles in the past, many manufacturers are increasingly prioritizing safety standards and investing in research and development to improve their products. Additionally, stringent regulations and testing requirements imposed by both domestic and international authorities are helping to ensure that Chinese cars meet safety standards comparable to those in other countries. It's also worth noting that safety standards can vary among manufacturers, so conducting thorough research and considering independent safety ratings can help mitigate risks associated with purchasing a Chinese car. Ultimately, while there may be valid concerns, it's important not to dismiss the entire Chinese automotive industry outright. With careful consideration and due diligence, it's possible to find safe and reliable options among Chinese-made vehicles. But let's be real, China's all about shortcuts and saving face, even if it means putting people's lives at risk. So, if you're thinking of buying a Chinese car, think twice. China isn't like Korea or Japan, where they take safety seriously. Under the CCP, they'll keep cutting corners. So, do you think all of this is worth the risk? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you again.